The last couple of weeks, we've been asking for folks to call into our station with any questions, thoughts, likes or dislikes about the news. We got about 20 calls so far, some great calls, and now we'll play you a few of them, and I'll respond to them as well in our debut edition of My Two Cents.
To listen to your messages, press arrow. My question is on this field hospital COVID for the state of Wisconsin, and I wanted to know how many patients were accommodated at the field house and like how much it's costed us per patient. Kind of looking at the perspective of our tax dollars being used wisely.
She was talking about the field hospital just outside Milwaukee, West Allis, if you want to be really particular, the old state fairgrounds. I ran some numbers for you, Sue, and found they had 207 patients there, according to DHS's own website. 170 at the facility and 37 more at the infusion clinic. We'll count those together. We know it costs $15 million to build the facility, plus operational costs. We don't know how much those operational costs were. But let's work with the $15 million. That works out to $73,000 a person. Now, that's a lot of money. If you are against the facility, you'll argue that's a waste of money that could have been spent elsewhere. If you're in favor of it, you'll say that it was insurance against the pandemic getting much worse in Wisconsin when hospitals were filled up. And DHS did point out that a lot of the funding, in fact, all the funding, came from the federal COVID relief money, which is still your tax dollars, but it's only on the federal level, not double whammy with the state level as well.
I just had a comment for Jeff Betty. I think he's a wonderful journalist, but I think you ought to be careful about when you read the COVID deaths each day, not to use the word just. When you say just 3 people died or just 9 people died, they're important people. I think it might be a little bit insensitive. So anyway, no big deal. Thank you. Bye.
You are absolutely right, Scott, and that's my fault. I don't mean to downplay the pandemic or downplay a loss of life, even if it is just 1 or 2 people. If we're being totally honest here, this has been a tough year for a lot of people. I spent a lot of time trying to figure out the right tone to explain the COVID-19 pandemic, and I felt early on especially, we kept reporting about how bad the pandemic was and how it kept getting worse, and we had lots of people reaching out saying that we were fear-mongering or that we were scaring them, and they were only reporting bad numbers. And I kept telling them when numbers got better, I would be happy to report the numbers are getting better. So I want to make sure that I am hammering home when numbers are getting better, that they are getting better. But I don't mean that to be coming away as downplaying or dismissive of anyone who's lost their life or knows someone who's lost their life because of the pandemic. Thank you for your call.
But you've been advertising for the last few weeks about having a free vaccination site, but in your advertisement, you tell people to bring their medical card with them or medical information. And I'm wondering why, because these shots are free, and I have someone that just told me the other day that they were going to do that, but they can't because they have no insurance.
That's a good question, Jane. We do want you to know, though, that the vaccination sites were free. In fact, all of the COVID-19 vaccines, anywhere you get them, are free. Lafayette did put on their website when they posted it that whether you have health insurance or not, it is free, though they would like you to bring the card. I'm not really sure why that is. We can look into that. But Rachel Eiler did a fact check for us earlier this week. No matter where you go during the pandemic, make sure you're getting a free vaccine. If someone is trying to charge you for one, it's probably a scam.
The station only seems to mention things that make this Biden administration look good. I'm just wondering why nobody is calling for Ron Johnson to step down for his racist and conspiracy statements.
I'm going to try to stay out of the muck of politics as much as humanly possible, but you guys feel free to voice your opinions, honor your 2 cents line. That's what it is here for. We try our best to cover things fairly and accurately. I think we do a pretty good job, but feel free, if you don't think we're holding up our end of the bargain, please call in and let us know. Actually, our next caller, Jerry, had a pretty good idea, I think, as well, too.
I've come to the conclusion that the only thing that will fix our government is term limits on every elected office. We have representatives that have been in office too long, and we are so polarized that I think the only thing that will do us any good is term limits. So that's my 2 cents. Thanks. Bye.
And if you want to make your voice heard, give us a call, 715-365-8812. Again, 715-365-8812. It's extension 319. Mondays and Wednesdays going forward, we will just play your calls, no response, in what we'll call your 2 cents. And then each Friday, I'll respond to a few, like you just saw in my 2 cents.